Blessed love and blessings way up to my fire fam. Stream just started, waiting for y'all to come in. Beautiful hot day. I just got out the gym. I'm going back up in the gym in a little bit. Just came out here while it's a little light up there, you know what I'm saying? Waiting for some fighters to come in. But want to give you guys my full fight predictions on the big fight card coming up this weekend. Massive, as the Brits will say, a massive fight card this weekend that consists of Andy Cruz versus Antonio Moran, David Morrell versus Kalashnik. We're just gonna say that. We ain't gonna try to butcher no names. Andy Ruiz versus the original Big Baby, Jarrell Miller. I guess the Tim Tszyu Virgil Ortiz fight is off. I don't know. But then you have the new Big Baby, Jared Anderson versus Martin Bacoli, and Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Jose Valenzuela. And of course, to top it off, we got Bud against Israel Madrimov. This is gonna be a monster card, you guys, and I'm gonna go live for this card tomorrow. So, you know what I'm saying, back with the live stream on the channel. Let's fucking go. Anyway, let's get into the card. Andy Cruz versus Moran. Andy Cruz, the Cuban sensation, stepping up. He should get the job done. We ain't gonna spend too much time on those fights. We're gonna get right to the big, exciting fights that everyone's looking forward to. David Morrell should take care of his guy. First, Andy Ruiz versus Gerald Big Baby Miller. Now this one is kind of difficult to choose. You know what I'm saying? Most people probably would say Andy, but Andy's been inconsistent. Andy's coming off the couch. Andy didn't look that good in his last fight against, who was it? The Cuban, Luis Ortiz. And to Big Baby's credit, Big Baby been active. You know what I'm saying? Big Baby been active. Gerald Miller, Big Baby, Gerald Miller, he been active. Every time I'm on the live stream, you guys get to meet some of my fighters. Adams, Tear Walk. Say what's up to the Fire Fam.
How you guys doing?
Adam's a monster. Hold on, let me put the microphone. I only got one microphone right now. Adam Tear Walk, he's friends with, hey, come say what's up, big deep voice.
Hey guys.
What do you mean hi guys? Big deep voice, bro. I told you about that soft voice shit. Big voice.
Yo,
What up, Fire Fam?
What's up,
Yeah, Adam Tear Walk. These guys are friends with Young Lee. They met Young Lee yesterday on the live. Yeah. Yeah. They met Young Lee yesterday on the live. Don't worry, coach is coming up. Right? Hey, why don't y'all join the live? Why don't y'all join some live? Join the live. No, YouTube. My YouTube channel. Join the live. Drop some fire emojis on it. Right? Big Baby, he's been more consistent, even though he lost his last fight to Daniel Dubois by stoppage on another Riyadh season card, right? But that fight should be pretty good. Andy, obviously, the fast hands, but you know what I mean? He don't got the fastest feet. You know what Big Baby Miller coming to do? He's coming into the pocket to be rough and rugged and just very busy, a lot of punches. And that might be, just the size of him might be real difficult for Andy Ruiz to deal with. But, on paper, you'll probably say Andy Ruiz should beat Big Baby Miller, but I don't know. With Andy's inconsistency and Gerald Miller being consistent, lost a lot of weight for this fight, seems like he's taking it serious. I'm going with Gerald Miller to win. I don't know by KO, but I'm going for Gerald Miller to win the fight by decision, right? And then we got the next Big Baby, right? Jared Anderson versus Martin Bacoli. Now, obviously, huge step-up fight for Jared Anderson. Hasn't fought anybody on the level of Martin Bacoli. Martin Bacoli is a UK fighter. I think he originally comes from an African country, maybe Nigeria. I don't wanna mess it up, but he's definitely of African descent. But he's a UK fighter, big, strapping Big strapping man. He has fast hands as well. Very powerful. Kind of slow on his feet though, and kind of a little bit slow overall, but he does have fast hands. A lot of people are saying that Martin Bacoli is going to knock out Jared Anderson. Coach, I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go against everybody else's grain, and I'm going to go with Jared Big Baby Anderson to win this fight by decision. I don't know if he gets the knockout, but he's got Sugar Hill in his corner for this fight, and I think that he's a tad bit faster than Martin Bacoli. Feet-wise, hand-wise, he has good movement. He sees punches coming. He moves his head. He avoids punches pretty well. He did get rocked by Chris Martin, the southpaw, but he ended up getting Chris. I think he knocked out Chris Martin. He ended up getting him out of there. But I'm gonna go with the youth and the speed for this fight, and I got Jared Anderson coming out on top, defeating Martin Bacoli with his speed and with his youth and vigorous and good defense. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go against the grain and pick Jared Big Baby Anderson to win this fight. Not by knockout, but I'm gonna pick him to win the decision. I think Bacoli, just might be. He's big, but again, I think he might be too slow, and Jared Anderson has youth on his side, right? A lot of testosterone, a lot of youth. Now we get into Isaac Cruz versus Jose Valenzuela. And all three of these fights that I talked about so far, barn burner. Big Baby against Andy Ruiz should be a barn burner. Big Baby throws a lot of punches. Miller versus Ruiz, Bacoli versus Anderson, great fights. Isaac Cruz versus Valenzuela. A lot of people are picking this fight to be the best and most action-packed fight on the card. Jose Valenzuela just coming off of his knockout over Baby B-Hop with a beautiful flying left hook, left him sleep. All up on the bottom rope, just sleep, right? Isaac Pitbull Cruz coming off of his destruction of Rolando Rolly Romero, right? Just, same thing with Rolly, just on the ropes. Ref stopped it before he got completely knocked, but he was on the ropes. He was in La La Land, right? So Valenzuela's coming up to 140 to take this fight. Pitbull Cruz just came up to 140 to fight Rolly. Valenzuela is making his way up. Whew. This fight is more than likely going to end in a knockout, and I am picking Pitbull Cruz to knock out Valenzuela. Now, Valenzuela might be able to knock out Pitbull Cruz too, but I think up to date, Pitbull Cruz has fought the tougher opponents. I think Pitbull has fought the better opponents up to date and has worked up the better experience, more experience than Valenzuela, especially on the big card. Fighting Tank Davis, going the distance with Gervonta Davis. I think his level of stardom, his experience so far is going to be enough to get the job done. And I'm picking Pitbull Cruz by KO against Valenzuela. By KO, all right? And then we have Terence Bud Crawford versus Idrio Madrimov. And everyone is saying, Bud's toughest fight of his career. Idrio Madrimov is such an athlete. He's doing his MMA. He's got his angles. He's strong. He has great offense. We've seen Crawford deal with fighters that were bigger and stronger than him before. We've seen Crawford deal with a lot. Although he doesn't get the credit that he should get, he gets the credit for me, goddammit. Always. He's always going to get the credit for me. I always said that Bud would beat Errol Spence for years now, and I stuck to it, and it was true, right? A lot of people tend to forget that Bud, all the high praises that they're giving to Madrimov, Bud is just that. Bud is just as good as that. You know what I'm saying? Bud is just as good an athlete. World-class wrestler. His son's world-class wrestler. You know what I'm saying? 356 drama. I don't think Valenzuela's chin ready for Pitbull. I say the same thing. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? A lot of people just tend to discredit Bud for whatever reason. You know what I mean? But Bud, All-American wrestler. Same thing for his sons right now. Tremendous athlete. Very good. Strong. Strong in his stance. Strong in his offense. Strong in his defense. A sharp shooter for a puncher. Last 10 victories by KO. He's knocked out every fighter that he fought at 147 pounds. Ended by KO. And Bud is a monster. And for this fight, I think that he keeps the streak going. Madrimov, he does his bouncing around thing. He gets his angles. He's strong. The one thing that I see Madrimov do that I don't like, and remember I just said, actually I like it for this fight because Bud is a sharpshooter. He opens up way too wide. His hands are constantly down. You can get away, and he's not defensively sound. You can get away with that stuff fighting, in the amateurs and fighting the level of pros that you have fought in. And you might be able to get away with that stuff with some world-class pros as well. But I don't think that you get away with that stuff with Terence Bud Crawford. Bud is an absolute sharp shooter, okay? With good defense. He's highly defensively sound, right? But because he's also very offensive, he opens up a bit too, you know what I'm saying? So the chance of him getting cracked, he got dropped against Mean Machine, wasn't called the knockdown, but we seen it. So his chances of getting caught and getting cracked is high as well because he's trying to crack. Like he ain't really in there trying to go the distance with you. Bud, when he hits you, he wants to get you out of there. So with Bud being a sharpshooter, being able to set traps, open traps, and with Madrimov being so open in the things that he does, I see Bud knocking Madrimov out mid to late mid rounds. I don't think the fight goes past the 10th round. You know what I'm saying? Between 6 and 9 rounds, maybe even a little bit before that, I can see Bud getting the knockout. And I'm not talking about no referee stoppage. I think Bud, knocks him out. You know what I mean? So, Coach Fire, big final predictions for this Riyadh season card coming up tomorrow. Andy Cruz should get it done against his opponent. David Morrell, likewise, should get it done against his opponent. Andrew Ruiz and Gerald Miller, 50-50 fight. I'm going to go with Gerald Miller. Martin Bacoli and Jared Anderson. I would probably say that's like 60-40 towards Martin Bacoli, based on his experience and everything. But I'm going with Big Baby, the younger Big Baby Anderson. I'm going with him to win on points. We got Isaac Cruz versus Valenzuela. Another 50-50 fight. These fights are just hard to pick. Valenzuela can crack too. You know what I mean? If he catches Pitbull on his shit, Pitbull could go to sleep too. But I think Pitbull is a better defensive fighter than Valenzuela. Valenzuela has some defensive holes. And even though Pitbull, doesn't really throw straight punches, he's not a jabber. You know what I mean? I think that, just off of his, just off of the grit and what he's learned so far, his experiences as well, being in the big fights, Tank and Rolly, I think he gets the job done by knockout. And Israel Madrimov versus Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford moving up to 154. His first fight at 154. Bigger man, even though Bud is slightly taller than Madrimov, and Bud has a way longer reach than Madrimov, just given the circumstances of Bud moving up. Seems to be a 50-50 fight. So great card tomorrow. I hope you guys are just as excited about it as I am. Make sure you guys smash on the like button. It's a hot one out here today. Make sure you guys smash on the like button, drop some comments, and leave me your predictions in the comment section as well. Coach, how you feel about Bud trying to push this Canelo fight? You think it's a good retirement fight for both? I do. I like Bud trying to get the Canelo fight. I do think it's a good fight for both of them. More of a dangerous fight for Bud than it would be for Canelo. Obviously, the dangerous fight for Canelo leaving would be David Benavidez. But I'm more for Canelo against Bud Crawford than I am for Canelo against David Benavidez. I think that David is just too big, and and people need to realize that. Terrence and Bud, Bud and Canelo are more likely to fight. They're at a similar stature and height, but actually maybe a little bit taller. And yeah, I think that it's a good fight. I think it's a good fight for both of them. I think it's obviously if Canelo wins, he probably won't get the praise that he would get if he was to take a David Benavidez fight, but it doesn't even matter. 365 drama. Shout out to you, champ. Santos Pitbull for the knockout. That's exactly what I put. That's exactly what I picked. Santos for the knockout. 366 drama. I'm gonna make you add as moderator. Yeah, I'm gonna be giving out some wrenches too. You know what I mean? I just added 356 drama as a moderator. The more you guys show up to the streams and get involved with the chat, you know what I mean? I need moderators on the channel. So shout out to 356 drama, Santos S, Montana's, Pitbull in 7 or 8, or maybe even before that. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get up in the gym now. Actually, I'll walk y'all up there. Them boys should be up there. There's a few of them up there. They should have already got their jump roping and. Let me walk you guys up there. I'm gonna go up to the gym. But my guys are doing great right now. I have two very high-ranked amateurs. One of them is number 2 in the country right now at 147 pounds, and it's crazy because I gotta start like going out of state to get him fights because nobody in the state wants to fight him, and it's ridiculous. We entered a tournament where he would have fought 3 times and he ended up fighting 1 time because 2 of his opponents pulled out. He advanced to the finals, and the opponent that he had in the finals pulled out. So now he's gonna get the championship belt because nobody wants to fight him. So up in the boxing gym now, these guys are doing their stretching, talking to each other. 2 young warriors. Anthony's the only one over here working. Come on, Anthony. Loosen up them arms, man. Loosen up them arms, champ. Can't jump rope with your arms straight like this. Loosen them up. And this is my number 2 in the country, and his brother, I think, is around number 11 in the country. 56-pounder, 47-pounder, the monsters. And that's Coach. All of these belts, all of these new belts are underneath Coach Fire's coaching. So we're doing well, you know what I mean? And we want to bring the boxing talk back. How do I get rid? Man, that sounds like a you problem, bro. But thank you guys for joining the stream. We will be going live for the whole fight card tomorrow. Hopefully, I got to go home tonight and get my OBS and my laptop running so I can do a very good live stream tomorrow for you guys. Right now, we just on the phone, you know what I mean? But you guys, thank you for joining the stream. Remember, protect yourself at all times. Hands up, chin down, keep fighting your fight. It's Coach Fire, boxing in abundance. Hadam te woke. Make sure y'all stay woke. Let's go.